Hey, Steph and Skip. Congratulations on your over 800 subs now. This is my VR to you guys on your GAW. Wanted to tell a little story about two women in my life. I don't really have a story about how amazing they are because there's so many of them, but I do have a funny story I want to share. However, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the women in my life. My mother had me when she was younger. She was 19 years old, and my father was only 16 when I was conceived. He was 17 when I was born, so she was 19, he was 17. He was the oldest of three boys, and always my grandmother's baby. But when I was about 3.5, 4 years old, he passed away from complications with pneumonia. And it left my mother in a relatively tough spot being a single mom. But she sacrificed a lot for me. She loved me more than any woman on this planet and went to bat for me on more than enough occasions. I can't count them all. I mean, she's a fighter for sure. She went through her dark days after his death and had to fall on my grandmother a lot for help. But she pulled through. She remarried, and the man she remarried I call my dad. Mostly because I was so young I don't remember my biological father very much. But my mother had to endure a lot, and she raised one hell of a guy. No, but seriously, she sacrificed everything for me, and I appreciate her for that. My grandmother, the other mother in my life, spent a lot of time with me. With a grieving single mom, she took up the slack. Where my mother couldn't be there, she was there. Shortly before my biological father passed away, my grandfather, his father, passed away. I think it was 6 months before he passed away. He had an aortic aneurysm, and if you know anything about those, they kill you pretty quick. So my grandmother, in a 6-month period of time, lost one of her children and her husband. Nine months prior to that, she lost both her mother and her father. Since then, it's been about 5 years ago now. Well, let me back up. In 2012, she lost her second husband to a heart attack. He was a heavy smoker and had multiple heart attacks, but the last one finally got him. And then about 5 years ago, she lost another son. At 84 years old, she's the strongest woman I know. I've never met somebody as emotionally stable as that woman after what she's had to endure. It amazes me. Those two women, to me, show me more strength than many of the men that I've come into contact with in my life. My father is a shining example of strength, honor, and respect. But aside from him, there is no other man on this planet that I respect as much as my grandmother and my mother for what they had to endure and the strength that they showed in raising me. That out of the way, sad stories and all. I'd like to tell you a little funny story about my mom. It really isn't about her so much as it involves her because it happened to her. My mother works in insurance, medical and coding for the healthcare industry. And one of the ladies in her office was not the most clever of people. Well, I'm just going to say it. She wasn't very smart at all. And one day, it was around the time of fall back, the time change where we, lose an hour or whatever it is, you fall back. It was in the fall. And my mom hears this lady from across the room. She says, "Well, damn it." And my mom says, "What?" And this lady says, "I just got done getting all of the appointments put into our schedule, and now I'm going to have to go back and change them by 1 hour." True story. Second story, same woman. Lady comes in. She was pregnant, visibly pregnant. And she had a scheduled colonoscopy. This lady looks at my mom, smiles so big, and says, "I wonder if they'll be able to see the baby." And she was serious. Yeah, not through there, they can't. Okay, one last story. I had a friend of mine when I was in nursing school. And she was a mother. Wasn't my mother, but a very good friend of mine. She was a mother. We were sitting at the bar one day. And there was a lady there. It was one of the servers. And she was Hispanic. And my friend looks at me. With the straightest face I've ever seen. I mean, she was just serious. She says, "I wonder if people like that speak Spanish, I wonder if like when they're talking in their own head, if it's in Spanish or if it's in English." Oh my goodness. She didn't wear microphones, or not microphones, she didn't wear headphones or anything like that with a pre-recording saying, "Breathe in, breathe out." But she was a classic, that one was. Anyway, guys, I love you guys to death. Congratulations on all of your success. I can't wait to see the winner of the GAW, and I can't wait to watch any more of your videos. Every video you guys put out, I'm tuning in. So you guys keep it up. All the way from Arkansas, I send my love and congratulations. You guys take it easy. Bye.